Well, don't get caught in the rental trap is what we're going to be talking about today. And Don let me open because he says it's one of my favorite subjects because
It
you're
is.
always paying a mortgage, even if it's not your own.
All right, let's flip to the first slide. It backs up what Gino's talking about. Don't get caught in the rental trap. One of the top ways to protect yourself from being caught in the rental trap is to purchase a home because that'll protect you from rising rents.
Ba-dum-boom. We call that a hedge against inflation. Buying a home is a hedge against inflation. That is a...
Gino loves that.
Well, it's a financial strategy used by people in order to protect themselves against almost certain inflation, which is the opiate of the masses. That's for you, Dennis.
Oh my gosh. What he's actually trying to say in layman's terms, when there's appreciation, that means your home's appreciating. So it's a good thing, meaning prices are going up, you got to pay more, but it's appreciating on the biggest asset you have. So it's appreciating on a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 home. That's a lot of money. That's your savings account.
And then the reason that we think that's even more valuable is because it's a leveraged asset. You didn't have to pay for the whole thing cash. You put a smaller down payment down, and you got to leverage your investment. Let's go to that next slide.
You're kind of bookending the end of this story. Yeah, you'll see. All right, so we talked about base Chisa comments, talking about low rental vacancies, and a lack of new rental construction, pushing rents up, da-da-da. We talk about that all the time. So believe it or not, the other thing that we liked on this slide, though, is more of those Harvard smart kids basically doing a report that said that, believe it or not, 49% of households are cost burdened, meaning they spend over 30% of their income just on housing, therefore making them struggle with just paying the rest of their bills.
Okay, so if you're going to spend 30% on housing and it's a tax-deductible expense, if you're like buying a home, that's actually okay because that gives you a lower net cost. In fact, you're also putting some money away towards retirement, kind of putting it into equity, right?
See, the net thing he's talking about.
Our forced savings account. But if you're just blowing it on rent, it's not tax advantage. You're not putting anything in a savings account. So the net cost of that is actually closer to 40%.
And we thank you because we have rental properties. Thanks for paying our mortgage. Anyways, all right, next slide. All right, it's cheaper to buy than rent. Bottom line in this slide, all we're going to share with you is that basically 75% of the homes, in 75% of the country, it's cheaper to buy than rent.
Yeah, so one of the tips is if you're paying a very expensive rent right now, and I hear this all the time, well, I can't save any money for a down payment. Well, that's because you're living high on the hog in a rental. You know, so while you're renting, I recommend you rent the little worst shack you could possibly rent so that you could buy sooner.
Nothing like home ownership. All right, last slide here. You need to know your options. So it's not, you know, a lot of the millennials and a lot of you may think that you don't qualify, but there's so many programs to get you qualified. A lot of times it's just you think you need a bigger down payment than you need. The fallacy is a lot of you think you need 20% down, at least 10% down, but you don't, do you, Gino?
You don't. You do have 10% down jumbo options for those looking to buy a little more expensive house. You'll have 5% down, 3% down conventional loans, possibly even 0% down for some veterans.
Yeah, we love our vets.
And I know you're going to get mad at me for this. We did 102% financing just a couple of weeks ago at Skyline Home Loans.
All right.
Don't get upset.
We're going back there. It's stated? No.
It was not a stated loan. Everything was legit. Everything. It was a grant, actually a government grant trying to help low-income families. So there's income limits and a lot of other restrictions. But we did help a family into a home with very little out of their pocket.
Oh, that's right. We do home loans.
There's
Go
that.
figure. All right. Bottom line is we keep letting you know, try not to get stuck in the trap. There's nothing like home ownership for one. It's one of the best savings accounts you can have. And right now is a great time because interest rates are low. So get in because appreciation could be yours.
All right. In order to get to that appreciation, make sure to get these every single day to your phone. Text NREC to the number 58885 or reach out to us at nrecafe.com. See you soon.